Yeah. Not yet.
Yeah. He's fooling himself.
There you are.
Is it now?
There's a notification at the top of Zoom.
There he is.
There you are.
You have a notification on Zoom for live on Facebook? Are you using OBS?
No, just Zoom.
Just Zoom?
So I'm doing it as a Zoom webinar.
Gotcha.
But hey, we are live right now on Facebook on our Huntley Fall Fest page. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the day 2 of our interview series. We've got Bryant on here, who is one of the guys that runs the Huntley Fall
You have a
Fest.
notification on Zoom for live on Facebook? Are you using OBS?
You know what? I have to go mute here. Hold on. So I'm doing it as a Zoom one. But hey, we are live right now on Facebook on our Huntley Fall Fest page. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, this is fun because I don't see it where it's talking twice. This is so weird.
Super pro.
I know, super pro, isn't it? All right. Well, if that comes up, I'll figure it out. So we're here. We're talking to our friends that are going to be on our stage here this September. I've got a couple notes to go through just so you guys can hang tight real quick. Huntley Fall Fest is in Huntley at the Park District. Huntley, it's a pretty great place. Denke Park is right there. We do car shows. We have a carnival, food vendors, craft fair on the weekend. It's September 25th, 26th, 27th. I can't look at the screen because Jim's making me laugh. Oh yes, I did forget to ask too. This is pants optional because it's modern day Romeos.
Thank God.
So
Yeah.
I'm not
That would've
wearing
been
pants. Tonight is sponsored, and our Huntley Fall Fest is sponsored by First National Bank of Omaha, www.fnbo.com. So if you need a bank and want to change your banks, First National Bank of Omaha, it's a great place to go. The carnival has mega passes, and Pino, you gave away a mega pass at one of your shows recently, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that said, I'm just going to ask you guys real quick, other than being on stage and other than looking out into a crowd, what do you miss most about performing? And Adam, I'll put you first.
Oh, shoot. What do I miss about performing? I miss making people happy, man. That's my job in life. I like to make people smile. So without that, it's weird. It's a little void, you know? That's what I miss.
Yeah, Jim, what about you?
Oh, man, there's 9 levels. Let's start at the foundation. I love my family so much. It's like the I'll sum this up in 3 Queen songs. March, ooh, you're my best friend. April, I got to break free. And then May, my wife's gonna be like, Mama just killed a man. But I miss this. You know what's great? I do love the fact that I've been Zooming, Facebook Living, and watching other people and interacting with more artists than I have in a coon's age, a very long time, maybe ever. So that part I like, but man.
Sorry, what age, Jimothy?
What?
What's age? What was that?
I said it's been an afternoon's age.
Oh, is that what it was? My bad. I misheard.
Is a coon's age racist now?
No.
I don't think so.
That's a term.
I think a raccoon lives a certain time frame.
Hold on. A coon's age is a term. I give up. Well,
I'm with you totally. No worries.
I guess I'm going to get used to this confinement once I get elected. So I'll pass the buck on over there to Pino.
There you go.
Oh, man. You know, how do I even follow that? We got to figure that out. I don't know. I think I just miss the interaction with folks. You know, pretty much the handshakes, the hugs, all that stuff. That's really what it comes down to for me right now. So just the connection.
Right on. So Brian, you're here because.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
That's what you're here for.
That's what you're here for, man.
I'm waiting for it, Wojdyla. Go for it.
www.merriam-webster.com dictionary. Definition of a in a very long time. That's literally the definition in the dictionary of the United States of America. Now, they were probably written by racists, but it's in the dictionary, and I never. So just wanted to clarify that. Please come see us.
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
We are here because on a little bit of a serious
I'm
note,
having a good time.
yeah, a little bit of a serious note. We are making sure that, our vendors, our sponsors all understand that we're going forward at this point. And, you guys coming on and doing these quick little interviews, and I say quick because really there's going to be 4 of you here in a second. I'm going to pull Courtney in just a minute, but, we just want to make sure that the show goes on, as they say. And we're really excited. We're pumped. All the vendors are locked in. We're working on a couple more sponsors to lock them in. And yeah, so it's just made a great time. If, Modern Day was on the stage last year during the rainstorms weekend that we had.
Was
So-
that was Seventh Heaven the day after?
Yeah. No, Mr. Speed, then Seventh Heaven, but we didn't have
that's the
Saturday.
there was a national band afterwards, right?
We didn't have Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday.
So, no.
Right.
What a gut punch, man.
So
Yeah.
we had some weather insurance which saved us, but so this year's a do-over with you guys and Seventh Heaven and everybody else.
Right.
I think it was a smart move to pick the best entertainers in the area to do your redemption show.
I think so.
And Mr.
From a
Speed is coming back.
marketing standpoint, it's a wise move.
Then we find this guy Pino at a head shaving event, so he's gonna open up for Seventh Heaven,
Heck yeah.
Have you been watching this?
Excited as
I
I'll
haven't
get
said
it.
We're not saying hi to anybody. Gerald Guzman's on. Dennis is on. They're all giving all kinds of love right now. Have you watched Pino? I've never watched Pino before. I've heard Pino's name. He's from the area. And then I've watched like 75 of his shows now. And now he's collaborating with everybody. He's such a talented dude. I'm glad through all of this, you're getting tons of props and exposure, buddy, because you deserve it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a wild ride right now for sure. Who knew that a fucking pandemic would bring this kind of access for me, So I've been busting my ass off for the last few years in little bars and restaurants, but it's hard to make waves, I guess.
But it shows doing it. That's what you have to do. And a lot of people, as soon as this first hit, started looking at the roof right away. But you were proactive, and it's just about getting in front of eyeballs. And right now, I mean, a show you're getting 1,000, 2,000 eyeballs in a little show versus playing a bar. So that's an awesome opportunity that you're seizing.
Hey, we only have
That's
Adam for 15 more minutes, so I'm going to ask him a couple things. So, Adam, you were a drummer to begin with, yes?
Yes, my biggest claim to fame would be for playing drums for Honeywagon.
That's great.
Huge fan.
What made you change from drums to you're a full artist, so I mean you play everything. I haven't seen you not play anything well. Bass, guitar. I'm sure you play keyboards.
Yeah, I MIDI the heck out of a keyboard. I started off at drums. I was the drummer in a band called the Fabulous Janes, and when I was a younger and shorter Adam. And then I played drums for Kevin Matthews, the old radio DJ.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I wrote a song. It got a bunch of record label attention, and I happened to sing the demo. Is really what happened. And then I started a band called ... Within 4 months, we were on an American Idol show and off to the races,
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second. Jim, do you play any other instruments, or do you play? I know you play a little guitar, right?
Yeah. My brother Justin, who's in the band as well, we have an acoustic duo, so we play. I play acoustic guitar with him. I play chords.
Do you play any other instruments?
The microphone.
You play any other instruments that you're not sharing with us right now?
Play the heartstrings, buddy.
However, my uncle passed away, and my aunt was cleaning out the house, and I was helping her, because I'm a good nephew. I was helping her move stuff out of the basement. There was a desk that you can't see right here. he was an architect. So it's this massive, huge vintage architecture desk. And then in this case, which was kind of all dusty, I opened it up and it was like a 57 Chevy, but it was like a sparkling, amazing accordion. So that's on the docket for hopefully this summer. I'm going to have at least one accordion song down.
Well, I heard you had let me check my notes here, but I heard you had quite a career playing the trombone as well.
Again, it's really hard to not brag when you're second chair in middle school, but I don't know. I'm trying not to overshadow everybody here. So let's just say I dabbled around with the boner. I dabbled around with it.
Yeah, you did, buddy. So proud.
How about you? What you don't play any other, and you're self-taught, as we found out last week. Do you play any other instruments other than guitar?
I mean, I grew up with a piano in the house, so I can kind of noodle on that too. But aside from that, just guitar, and I guess I could fake a drum beat maybe. My brother was a drummer, so we had a drum set in the house. So, nice. But definitely not worthy by any means.
Are you going to ever bring your wife in? I heard her playing piano the other night when I was
getting
outside your house stalking you.
We're getting a lot of requests for that, actually. So we have to see about that. She's classically trained and plays a lot of classical music. So we got to figure out somewhere in the middle where we can meet, and do like a Coldplay song or something that's kind of like piano oriented. She loves Coldplay. So we'll see what happens.
How about Kiss?
Kiss, yeah.
Kiss?
You can do Beth.
That's great. Hey, Adam, back to you. ... You played for the President of the United States.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was cool. We met him in LA when we were off the show, and got to take a picture with him. And I looked like a straight up drag queen in it. Really proud of that. He was cool as hell, though. He didn't blink twice, even though I had more makeup on than his wife. And yeah, it was in Chicago, and we got the call, and you really don't say no when the president says, "Hey, you want to come open my, gig?" Like, yeah, sure, we'll be there. The funniest thing for me was that we had another show afterwards, and it was the greatest, most humbling moment in the history of mankind for me. Was we get off stage, it's whatever, 30,000 people. We just opened for the president, and we have another show later on. So we get whisked off stage. They throw us in the van, like we're like secret security, like all this weird stuff. And we go to the brat stop right afterwards. So, I mean, you go from like the president to a salt cured meat. That's really where you want to stay, right there.
Lips and hooves.
Sounds cheesy. Sounds cheesy.
Yeah. Lactose intolerant kids.
Tattoos. You've got some tattoos that I was actually witnessed not too long ago when we did a documentary spot on you that we're working on for your band Seventh Heaven.
Yeah. You got.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
You know what the funny thing is I'm gonna have to say the favorite one would be the compass in the middle that says Jet, and my son's name. But I will say his idea was not to have it in the middle. Jet's idea was to have JETT and ADAM. So I would have to go like this. Yes.
But then you look like a T-Rex while doing it.
I would. I'd look like CeeLo Green. Just...
Oh, Jim, do you have any tattoos?
I do. I have a sleeve here, half sleeve, of different musical genres that I love. I'm obsessed with like Ella Fitzgerald and old stuff. So I had an old like Frank Sinatra microphone, and then I grew up on hip hop, and so I have a graffiti boombox and some like cassette tapes under here, and then I have an acoustic guitar with a phrase that I like: all the world's a stage, and every word a note, and every day is filled with songs you never knew you wrote. And I just love that. I put that in a tat. So that's what I have. But it's been a few years. I'm getting itchy for more.
Yeah.
The problem is my arm is like this long, so it's like $700 to get it done.
So yeah, we have the I think the tallest musician in Chicago and the shortest musician in Chicago in this room right now.
Actually, Richie, whatever your name is, Jim, I'm going to tell the story. Me
He
and
looks at your
Jimmy,
name and says, "I love Richie more."
Sorry. Abort. Thank you for watching, everybody.
me and James had a band together called Honey Wagon, in which we later found out was the name of a poop truck. Anyways, in the band, I used to stand up and play drums.
Did you ever do that before Honey
What's that?
Wagon? Before Honey Wagon, did you ever stand up and play?
I did. I was a huge Jellyfish fan, so yeah, absolutely. I bit everything Andy did. But I stood up and played in that band. I remember coming off a stage, and again, Jim is 6'8", I'm 5'5". So the fact of the matter is, I walk off stage, I saw somebody, I'm like, "Hey, was it cool? How did it look with me standing up?" They're like, "You were standing?" Sucks.
Then we had to shift because there was Justin was in it, and then Michael, the keyboard player, and ...
Yeah.
So there was just the four of us. So it was basically an acoustic duo, but he was standing up playing drums and then keys. So it's a really cool format. We've never seen to this day. I guess Honey Wagon is
No.
the only band that did it with a standing drummer. But then we had to kind of like alter, like shift it all after the first couple shows. Like, your ass is nice, Jim, but not that nice. Move it up. Okay, I'm sorry.
Nice. Pino, do you have any tattoos?
Very few. I have two. That's about it. One I drew and one I picked off of the wall. You know, I kind of feel like I'd like to get that one touched up or covered with something else a little bit more personal. But
did you pick it off the wall at a tattoo place, like randomly?
Yeah.
So my question is, what's the story to get you to that tattoo place where you're like, that one?
Oh my God. Well, it was a very long time ago. And I think it was just after a breakup, and I was just kind of feeling a little reckless, wanted to do something a little weird and crazy. So it's not even that exciting of a tattoo, to be honest with you, unfortunately. But yeah, when you have breakups, I mean, when you do stupid shit, right? I mean, so yeah.
Is it a butterfly or a dolphin by any chance?
Tweety bird.
It is not a butterfly or a dolphin. It is like it's some kind of form of bird, though.
That's awesome. Hi, Courtney. We brought Courtney on.
Courtney,
Hey!
happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
So, Courtney, we'll get right to you in a second here. I have a couple things. So, Adam, what's your favorite song? Laura wants to know what your favorite song to sing is on and off the stage. When you're on stage in front of your fans, but when you're alone as well, what's your favorite song to sing?
I don't know. That's a really good question, Laura. I have no idea. On stage, I like doing the medleys because I have terrible problem, concentrating on anything. So I would say the medleys are my favorite thing to sing on stage. Off of stage, I'm going to say the medleys. I just do them randomly as I walk through my house and need to kill a half hour. That's
just to memorize them. They're 9 hours long.
I did that in 24 hours. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. You tell that story. What you got called by Richie. You're like, "Hey man."
Yeah, Richie called me. It was July 3rd, what was to be July 4th. And we had I like to say I had a nice listen with Richard. And 4 hours later, as he was talking to me, I'm like, "Bro, I need to hang up. I have to get ready for your show tomorrow." So he called me like super last second to fill in. And I went up. It was Great Lakes Naval Base for some festival. And it's, it's seventh heaven. It's like this big, everything's big and lights and, video screens and all this craziness. And I was, what would they say? Shitting my pants. And so I went up there and I had about 5 songs that I knew that Dot did, but Dot always did very original versions of cover songs.
Right.
I'm not sure if we were just lazy or didn't want to learn them the right way, whatever. But we got about the 5th song in and we ran out of material. I looked over at Rich and I went, "Hey, why don't you do that 30 songs in 30 minutes? This is in front of a good 1,000 people." And he's like, "No, And I'm like, but why? We're having a conversation during the show. And he's like, you've never run it. And I went, I'll be fine. I think I know it. And then Nick, of course, in all of his glory, turned around and just yells, we'll be fine. Just play it. And sure as anything, the funny thing is that I remembered every word to every song except the very first one, and it was Pop Medley 2, and the first song is When I Find Myself in Times of Trouble, Mother Mary Comes to Me. I could not remember that lyric out of all of them.
Could not remember that during your time or finding yourself in times of trouble. That's ironic.
Literally, yes. And I'm looking at the audience like just straight up dutying in my pants, and I went, Mother Mary comes to me, and that was it. But I remembered everything else.
We've had so many of those fights all the time. And we're like, well, just do it. We'll be fine. Well, you won't. And that's like 50-50 coin flip, whether we kill it and we're like, see, or like that first note in, like Steve doesn't know any of the parts and everyone just glares at me. And I'm like, so I can only imagine that you forgot the first song of the 30 songs you had to sing. And Richie just looks at Nick like, and then song two, you're like, oh God, okay, good, thank you.
That's funny. Well, I don't mean to be that reminder guy, Adam, but you are at 8:30, and I know Jet is there. Does Jet want to wave to the camera?
You want to wave to everybody, Shmoo? Sure. This is the reason I gotta go.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Me.
This hair, man.
Look at that hair.
That hair is amazing.
All right, I love everybody, and yo, let's make this festival happen because we need to get out there. I miss everybody. Okay.
Absolutely.
Got
Thanks
it.
for your time. Hey, Jet, thanks for giving them up for a couple minutes.
I want to go.
Say thank you, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I want to go on the cruise. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
us
be
too.
Us too.
No, we're not. We're going, man. We're going on the cruise.
All right, he's gotta go to bed. Thank you, guys.
Love you, Adam.
Thanks,
Love
Adam.
you.
All right. So for those that don't know what Jet was talking about, we are on the Chicago Music Cruise every January. Thanks to Richie Hofer and the crew that does Seventh Heaven Fun and Chicago Music Cruise Fun. Hillbilly Rockstars is on the Chicago Music Cruise. So yeah, so you know, we'll have some fun there.
For sure.
Courtney, 30 years old today, huh? Is that what that sign behind you
Yeah.
is?
30.
30-30, y'all.
Jim has a special for you. He said he's going to jump out of a cake. I don't know when he's going to get in the cake now, but he said he's jumping
I
out.
tried to make my own, Courtney, and it was a disaster.
Oh no.
And I was just gonna do like the Varsity Blues thing, but then that's inappropriate. So I just thought I would say happy birthday instead.
Well, thank you.
And Courtney, if you haven't met Pino, Pino is, I don't know where he is on your screen. He's top left of my screen. So
He's in the middle.
oh, he's in the middle for you.
Top
And
middle.
then Bryant is the one with the longest hair other than you.
That's what I do when I stress about the fest.
Courtney, Bryant runs the Huntley Fall Fest. And what we're doing here, just so get you up to date, we're just talking a little bit and having fun, learning about everybody and just talking through, you know, whatever we're at, and then getting to this stage in September on the 25th, 26th, and 27th and having a good show. How does it feel? Number one, it's your birthday. So
Yes, it is.
you're in your house, you're with your husband and you're enjoying your birthday together. How does it feel to be another year older?
Honestly, I was concerned about this quarantine birthday. It just doesn't sound very fun, but it's turning out probably to be one of the best ones I've ever had. And I think it's because everyone realizes it's really sucky to be stuck at home on your 30th birthday. So I don't think my phone has died faster than it did today from people texting and calling. At one point, I had 3 things delivered to my house, 3 gifts from friends and family members within like 2 minutes. It was insanity. Yeah, but I mean, it's been great. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate 30 than with the guys of Hillbilly Rockstars. I'm really, really excited to finally perform with them on a stage as a part of the group instead of pulling that last minute fill in. That'll be really, really awesome. I'm really excited to do that and, get out to the Huntley Fall Fest and see all you guys.
Yeah, that's great. So you're spending it with us. I'll apologize now because, well, we're here. And you're not enjoying that cake. Pino is, again, one of the artists that's going to be up on stage. And Pino, I think I have something for you that I didn't get to last week. And Jim, you have kids. Bryant, you have kids.
Yes.
We have kids. Courtney, do you have any kids yet?
Nope.
Not yet. So,
Nope.
Pino,
Yes.
you have a hard time picking toys out?
He does his homework.
Yeah, clearly. Do I have a hard time picking toys out for myself or for my kids?
Oh, well, I mean,
Both.
you obviously, you got to take it from your time frame of being a child up to your kids, time frame being kids now. So,
Yeah, well, I think, oh man, this is an interesting question. I think I just have a hard time making a decision, when there's so many like really cool, like if you go to a guitar shop and you have like 10 beautiful guitars in front of you, it's really difficult to make that choice, Do I take that one or do I get that one, So just, and it actually does boil down to like part of my personality, I think in general, just kind of like, and some of my bandmates, like when we're trying to like make decisions, I'm always kind of like on the fence all the time about stuff. So it's maybe a flaw, a character flaw for me. Who knows?
well, if you don't know where that question came from, you should thank your mom.
My mom, yes. I will call her
I
right
love
after
you.
we get off.
I think she's on watching, so I have
Love
to
you.
ask her for that.
Thank
All
you.
right, I have a safety meeting call, so I saw you all have some sort of drink in your hand there. Let's pull them up. This is to all the fans, all the friends, all the bands, and all the fun that we're going to have at Huntley Fall Fest.
Yes.
Love it.
Brush your fingers.
So, but talking about games and toys and stuff like that, for the ones who have kids, you guys play video games with your kids?
Some.
You play video? Yeah, Jim, you play video games yet?
My daughter is 11 and she played Roblox and then a little bit of the other one, Minecraft. But she just played with her friends. I'm not cool, so she wouldn't let me play with her, but now she's kind of done with that. It's just TikTok nonstop, 24/7. So but now because of quarantine, she's even exhausted TikTok. So now she's actually going back to playing Roblox. So they're telling me there's a chance.
So what's your favorite game then? Jim?
Video game
Yeah.
or just game in general?
No, what's your favorite video game? One you're best at. Or maybe I should ask the one and only game that you ever beat your brother at.
Both of my brothers are stupid good at every single video game. They're like, hey, we got this one called Rocket League. You should try it. It's a lot of fun. We play it all the time. And I'm like, that sounds like fun. And it's great quality time to spend with my brothers. I'm going to tell mom afterwards. She's going to love it. I'm like, F you, this game's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. So I don't know. I'm not an angry guy, but video games bring out, there's like a road rage. There's like that corner somewhere. Maybe like everything I keep pent up is right there. And it just waits for me to play video games. I don't know.
But you're good at Tetris.
I don't think I've ever beat my brothers at any video games. They always beat my ass in video games.
No, I think you won at Tetris.
Oh, yes. Okay. I don't want to humble brag. Thank you. Totally redeemed myself. Back in the day, I was a Tetris master. That means I'm 77 years old. Next question.
True. All right, back to you, Courtney. You came in a little bit late. I appreciate that. We only had a few minutes with Adam. He had to obviously get with Jet. So what are you most looking forward to when you actually get out on stage with Hillbilly Rockstars? Do you have a favorite song that you want to pick? You have a, you let me back that up just a little bit. You weren't country in your other band, correct? Or were you?
Well, we played a little bit of everything with Ear Candy. And I will say, you could probably ask any of the guys, from the moment I joined Ear Candy, I was constantly adding more country songs to the set list. I don't know if they loved me or hated me for that. But I do know the Hillbilly Rockstars guys were a little surprised when they saw some of the songs I already was covering. But no, we were mostly pop rock, 80s dance music with Ear Candy.
That's awesome. That's
It was
awesome.
fun.
You did such a great job your first time playing with Hillbilly Rockstars live on Facebook. How was that? 6
Thank
feet
you.
apart in their Scott's backyard. The police show up and it wasn't Bryant.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that was what, 2 or 3 weeks into this stay-at-home craziness, and just to be playing music again with the band. I mean, it was great. And I mean, you guys know, standing in one spot when you're trying to perform and also getting 2 people clapping after a song is not the debut I had planned, but it felt amazing just to be able to do it again and get out there and do what I love.
Yeah, and it looked like you had a bunch of neighbors that came out and enjoyed the show too. So that's kind of cool.
Well, we did get a beer delivery. People just stopping by every once in a while. I mean, you can't ask for anything else, right?
No, hillbillies are great. You gotta love it. Brian, do we have a question from Lisa Boberg? She wants to know if you have any tattoos.
No.
Well, no.
No.
The police officer. Your body is as clean as your head there?
Head? Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like getting a matrix tattoo on the back of your head like you were plugged in?
Probably when I retire my official career, yeah.
What is your official career?
I do birthday parties right now.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
The parade.
So I avoid people and I do birthday parties. I hear we're going to be doing one for Richie coming up, so.
Oh, are we doing it?
Oh, he's going to turn 50, so we should probably do something.
Holy smokes, that's an old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
his kids had a birthday parade, so he can get one too. We'll embarrass him.
So, I mean, we'll get to that birthday. I'm sure we'll get everybody here to follow us to Richie's house and drive by and let's just throw stuff in his yard.
But what did you say when we were
eating donuts?
What did you say when we were behind you? You said this is the first time I've had 4 squad cars with their lights behind me and not being pulled over.
You rewatched the video.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah, the chief loved it too.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. All right, Jim, I'm putting you on the spot, man. You have a beautiful family right now.
Where did they come from? And I'm the real father. You're a jerk.
Your wife is amazing. She's a singer on stage with you guys every once in a while. But when was your first kiss?
Oh.
Where do you get these questions from? My first. You're dirty. All right. Well.
All right. You don't have to answer it.
I was a shy individual. So my first kiss was my freshman year of college.
Wow.
18. But I had a great personality.
It's funny you say that. And I did ask that question for that reason, that you are not a shy person. You are in people's lives so much. When you're on stage in your performance, you are the on-stage performer. The way I look at you is you want to make people smile, laugh, have a great time, no matter what. Absolutely. And then you get off the stage and you do the same thing. There's a lot of lead singers or a lot of people that don't want to get off stage and be in that crowd. What makes that okay for you? How do you handle that?
I think it was just a lot of shows and a lot of shit shows and a lot of you just kind of how Adam was saying, you go from the pinnacle. We've had that too, where we've had a festival where it was just thousands of people and you feel like AC/DC. It's just incredible. And then we have an acoustic after party and there's 6 people. No one claps at anything you do. It's just complete. It strips every ounce of ego and just brings you right back to zero. And I think just over the years, I've seen these cycle of people that come to watch us, and I realize like they're waiting in line for drinks, they're getting a babysitter, they've met their spouse, they are hiring us for their wedding. They're all of these reasons. Some of them don't give a shit. They're just there because there's hot girls and whatever. But the majority of people that consistently come and see us, it's like, if that switch isn't on, then F me for showing up. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely believe that without everyone watching right now and commenting, which we haven't even given any shout outs, this is the whole reason why we're doing this, is to come on here and show people, listen, we're about this, we're serious. We love the other bands around here. We love entertaining for you. You need it as much as we need you, kind of a thing. And I've just always had that mentality on and off stage. As soon as I'm in the car, I pass out like an unplug, like a Matrix unplug, because it's just every ounce of energy. But if I'm not, I demand that of myself. Every single show, I had food poisoning, had a couple people fill in, and I still ended the show just because that's just my philosophy on entertaining. So if you're not completely engaged and connecting with the people that are paying your bills, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's great. I love that thought process. Pino, how about you? You know, what do you feel about when you walk into St. Baldrick's this year, and there's what do we have there, like 400 people, 500 people at one time? Brian?
I don't think that many, but it was full. It was good.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a packed crowd.
I mean, you know, I'm still kind of getting used to all this. But yeah, St. Baldrick's was a cool experience. I mean, that was kind of actually weird because I was on the stage next to like 6 people getting their heads shaved while I'm like playing and singing my like heart out, you know, and I look over and there's just like razors going and like just hair everywhere, getting all this. I left with so much hair on my like foot pedals and cables and everything. It was just kind of a wild experience, actually. I'd never experienced anything like that before. But
I think he was more worried about it getting his head shaved.
Yeah.
Stay away
from me.
That's funny. That's funny. So Jim, you brought this up a couple times. And I will be fair. I don't have Facebook up right now, so I don't see all the comments. If you want to do some shout outs, let's pull some people and do some shout outs. Who's online that we all know?
Right. Number 1, I'm going to give a shout out to Jim Obos. That's the guy right here. Here? Or
Yes.
here? So the PayPal, so musicians are lucky because even though we're completely effed in every sense of the form for the next several months, we still have a platform that we can do these Facebook Live shows and do all, you know, we have virtual tip buckets. There's the Chicagoland Musician Facebook Live broadcast calendar, which many of us have joined. We have almost 3,300 members now. So all of these artists every hour, every day have scheduled slots that you can go see. So go check it and join that group. It's public now. Before it was just for us, so we wouldn't step on each other's feet. And it just blew up. Everybody's supporting, showing a ton of love, and everybody grew because of it. So now we wanted to let fans in too, so that they could be a part of it. And so we get to do that and have a virtual tip bucket. Jim and Becky Obos are photographers. They are so bored. Look at all these questions. How much digging did he do? He had to find out what my first kiss was. This man is bored. He's got no work. So this PayPal right here is for Jim and Becky. So give them your money, would you? That's my first shout out, Jim and Becky Obos. But my brother was talking about how I had wicked poops the night I had food poisoning. I don't want to give a shout out to him. Chris Burke says this is an amazing way to keep us all connected. Dennis Kramer is on. Natalia is on. Chris Perfect. There's some guys from Modern Day Romeos that are on watching this now. So shout out to them. Carol Garcia. Pino Bizold. Pino, you're getting all. Do you have Facebook open right now?
I'm trying to follow it, but I don't know. I'm such a technically challenged individual. So
floodgates of love for you.
That's wonderful. I love it.
Hillbilly Rockstars, they're all on, and they're promoting the tip. Jim and Becky too. See, it's not just me.
Yeah.
Everyone. It's unanimous.
I love you, man.
We love the Oboses. They've been around forever. They have been around the block and back. They shot my wedding. They have been shooting bands and events and weddings and stuff for so long. And so we started a, Mary George says, happy birthday, Courtney.
Oh, thank you.
We started a Carrie Devine from Lava Rock, which we played with at Huntley Fall Fest last year, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And Jeff Kleinschmidt, who books a lot of like McHenry Fiesta Days and some other festivals. We started a GoFundMe called Chicago Musicians Unite. And that was right when everything first started. And it started tying in with the broadcast calendar. So now we're joining together as one. We raised like $3,000, which is pretty good because we haven't really promoted it. And we're trying to disperse this amongst all of the musicians that are out of work. We're trying to get it to the next level. So I'm talking to some attorneys right now to make it an official nonprofit. And then we're going to get Tisa from Tisa K and the Hype is joining in. She created the GoFundMe to help us with it. And we're kind of creating this so that hopefully the next tier, we can go to drummers, because you can't just watch a drummer for an hour and a half on Facebook Live. It's not the same. And then that tier up, photographers, sound engineers, light guys, stage, like all of those people that are just,
Wow, that's great.
they have no outlet. So this next round, we're going to raise money for drummers. And the next round, we're going to raise money for all the tech people and other artists. So stay tuned, because we have a lot more coming with the Chicagoland Musicians Unite, but we're joining the Facebook Live broadcast calendar. So I'll try and find the link and post it in the comments here so that you guys can check it out. But tonight, just give all your money to the Obos.
Well, with that said, and I appreciate that, man, that's so great. You're amazing. Pino did the same thing, although his name changed back to Pino, and he apologized for that. But we really appreciate that. We are doing a raffle right now, so your money isn't quite just going and saying, here you go, give me money. We're doing raffles. We got some raffle prizes. One of them is this block that we printed our face. The face of that is one of our photos. We've got very cool prizes. Pino did a autographed, oh, I can't see it.
You can't see that one.
Autograph photo. And Gina Gonzalez did an autograph photo. I've got merch from Hillbilly Rockstars, Seventh Heaven, Gina. We just got a whole bunch of things. And if you go to JPM Photography, Your Dreams Captured, you'll see all those details.
Jim,
And go ahead.
we have a trailer full of shit that we could, did you ask us for something?
I didn't actually ask anybody. Everyone
This is the first time hearing about it.
I know. I apologize. Everyone just kind of decided to call me up one day and say, hey man, if you need some stuff for your raffles, just here it is and come get it. Jim, I love you and I love the Chicago music scene, and it's really hard for you to go out and ask for those kind of things sometimes.
It sucks.
And
it's the worst.
you know, it is what it is. And I really appreciate everyone's support and everyone's help. And you know, it's just great, man. The Chicago music scene's the best that we have in the whole country. There isn't anything like us. So we're gonna probably do this again, not next week, but the week after.
Next week.
Or next week.
Yeah, next week.
But for every $1 that you give to us in our tip jar, we will send you an email back with raffle ticket numbers. And then on Monday, the 4th, we are going to do the drawing right around 4 o'clock. And may the 4th be with you. Hopefully you can win some prizes. Sorry, I'm a geek.
Mike wishes that in 2007 you were his photographer for his wedding, Jim. Justin said I talk too much, so I should probably stop talking. Carry on.
Courtney, you were just married recently, yes?
Yeah, last fall.
Yeah, how has your marriage been since then? I mean, you have 6 months and then boom, you're in a shutdown with your husband.
Yeah, well, thankfully we actually like each other, and that seems to help. We've been together for a very long time, almost 9 years. So, you know, the wedding was just making it official, but it's actually been kind of nice. He travels all over for work, so we've gotten to spend time together, and he's actually gotten to hang out with the Hillbillies, which has been great. We never get that opportunity normally because, you know, life is so fast.
Yeah. Name is Mike, right?
Lou.
Lou, I'm sorry. Is he standing there?
He was earlier giving me tips on how to better respond.
That's great. I love it. So I got to that one. Jim, I do have another question for you. What is your favorite smell of marker?
Wow.
So now, did my brother tell you I smelled markers as a kid too? This is getting very revealing. Supposed to have some sort of mystique. I've been doing this a long time. Favorite smell of marker? You know, they have the crazy scents markers that I got my 3-year-old. There's like the standard black licorice berry cherry brand that we grew up with, and now they have like a whole plethora of amazing smells, and they're all insanely accurate. So the little kids scentables or whatever they're called, those are my favorite.
Awesome.
I don't have kids, but is it inappropriate if I go buy some just so I can smell what they
Absolutely not.
smell like?
As long as you thank me afterwards.
Okay, perfect. I can do that.
So Bryant, we have Tommy Hawk going to Huntley Fall Fest. You've done that for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
Is everyone feeling the pain of not having sports in Chicago? Are you guys all sports fans?
Yes.
Definitely.
I miss my hockey.
Yeah, hockey, basketball, baseball.
Yeah.
Pino, who's your baseball team? Doesn't have to be a Chicago team, by the way, but who's your baseball
For
team?
me, for baseball,
Yeah.
you know what? I was never really like brought up a baseball fan in general. You know, my grandfather, old Italian guy, he from the old country, he would always give me not me a hard time, but he would always say like they're playing the World Series, but they're just playing here in America. It's not the World Series. They're not involving the rest of the world. You know, like I grew up with soccer and stuff like that. So I mean, if I had to pick, I would say the Cubs. You know, I love Wrigley and that area and everything.
Are you a Chicago Fire fan?
Yeah, I've taken my son to see a bunch of games, and yeah, we're a soccer family for sure. But we're also a Chicago Bears. So I'm hoping that the football season kicks off. We don't know, but you know, we're crossing our fingers that we get a football season this year for sure.
Courtney, what's your sport? What sport do you like?
Football's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're far enough away from that. Hopefully we'll have a football season, huh?
For
If
sure.
I can at least watch it on TV, the Colts never play here in Chicagoland on TV. So if I can at least still go out on Sundays, watch my boys in blue play some football, I'll be happy.
That'd be great. Jim, how about you?
I love sports. I grew up 90s Bulls. That was like my thing. So what's ironically, I found I was going through my basement. If you can see behind me here, it's just comic books and old sports price guides from Ken Griffey Jr. and Michael Jordan and all that stuff. So I'm a total nerd for that stuff. But Bulls, Cubs, Blackhawks, Bears. I don't know. I like sports. I miss them.
Yeah.
You said you're a Cubs fan?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? You may have
I don't
some
know why.
information that proves you wrong.
I'm almost at Pino's length and hair. I need a haircut.
Just pull it forward now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
This is
Jim,
why, this is why I didn't kiss a girl until 18.
Leave the hat off, man. Leave the hat off. So, I mean, are you sure you were always a Cubs fan?
So, oh God, did Justin give you like $800 for these questions? So when we were collecting baseball cards, Ken Griffey Jr. was my all-time favorite player. My brother Justin, at like 7 years old, stayed inside on nice days and watched every single Cubs game. He was diehard Cubs, and he loved Ryan Sandberg. So I'm like, well, then I can't like what my brother likes. That's un-American. So I'm like, Frank Thomas is my favorite player. So then because Frank Thomas was my favorite flavor. That's not it. I had a White Sox hat that I wore for a little bit, but then I lived in Wrigley, and that's where I kind of developed my love for Cubs and went to Cubs games all the time. So I'm not one of those guys that completely hates. I don't wish death on the White Sox fans. I'll just put it that.
I'll take that.
Everyone asks me what my favorite team is, and my answer is Chicago. And everyone's like, what do you mean? You got to like one, you got to like the other. No, I'm a Chicago fan. You know, I like Chicago sports. I think all the sports that we have here is pretty amazing. And in my lifetime, I've seen every one of our sports teams short of one win a championship. So how can you knock that?
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. What trivia for you guys? What Chicago sports team has not won a national championship? You guys know? The Women's Basketball Association.
Oh, the Sky.
Yeah, the Sky has not won yet. I don't think. Last I looked. But they'll get it. They get a good team here and there. So you're looking that up, Jim, for me?
Yep.
Thank you.
Can you tell?
Yeah, your face got really bright.
I just light up around women's basketball. That's all.
Let's see. Do I have any other notes that I haven't met? So, Courtney, what's your favorite song?
Founded in 2005.
I don't think we asked you that. You weren't here yet. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song to listen to sing?
Sing. Your favorite song. You answer that.
I'd have to say it's funny. I was just asked this on my family birthday party right before this on Zoom. I would have to say the Whitney Houston version of I Will Always Love You.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it. You're going to have to do it on live Facebook one day.
I just did it last night, but I'll do it again.
I missed it.
I'll do it again. I love
Fantastic.
singing it, so no worries there.
I'm looking to see, Becky, is there any more questions that come up? Brittany needs another safety meeting. Oh, Brittany Lynn just, you guys have your drinks in front of you. Yep. I don't have another shot, so I've got to do a thing of Gatorade here. So safety.
Water.
What is in your glass? Oh, that's an ice cube?
Oh, I have I love bourbon, so I get those big fat cubes like in the tray that just chills in there for a while, literally and figuratively. But I'm out now.
So Courtney,
Yes.
I unfortunately none of your peeps responded to my emails.
What the heck?
Well, not emails, Facebook messages, because we're not friends. So how would they know who I am?
Fair.
But there was one kind of interesting comment, and I don't know if she's on. But who's Marianne?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. Her response was, "Ask Courtney who I am."
Good news.
So,
I know the answer.
No, I asked her for some interview things, and she's like, "Well, ask Courtney who I am if you don't know who I am." I'm like, I stalked your page a little bit like I do everyone else's. You should see, I put Pino on the spot last week too. One of his favorite questions was, how long was his hair when he was 14 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, how long was it?
Oh, it was like a 90s, like a long grunge ponytail kind of thing going on, you know? So
Down to the middle of his back, if not longer, is what I was told.
yeah. Well, it was. And
We need a picture.
I agree. I need a photo of that for sure.
we'll have to dig some up. We'll have to dig some up. And depending on how long this quarantine is going on, I mean, who knows how long our hair is going to get. You know, in the last 6 weeks, I've shaved my daughter's head and I gave my son a haircut. I don't know what's, oh, and I also groomed my dog. We ordered a dog grooming kit on Amazon. And so I've just been like in charge of the hair situation here at the house. And I don't know what I'm not doing my own. I'm just going to have to put it in a ponytail. Probably.
So hold on a second.
Yeah.
You're like, we need this dog groomed. So you went on Amazon, bought it. You just Googled dog grooming kit.
My wife did that.
Can you please go through the process of dog grooming? Because I feel like,
Well,
I can do that.
It just doesn't sing.
honestly, it's just a razor with like little linked attachments that you could probably use it on like a human head. To be honest with you, it's not anything really different than that. They must just, you know, charge you more and put a different name on it. But essentially, I was actually thinking about using it for my daughter's head, but I didn't. We didn't use it. So, But yeah, there's really no instructions on how to groom a dog. You just have to just go at it. Just do it. It's like going live on Facebook. You just push live and you go. And if you mess up, then what are you gonna do? You know.
So the latest internet sensation with dogs right now, I got to ask the question, man. Did you bubble wrap your head and put peanut butter on your forehead?
What?
Have you not seen
I did
those?
not see that one.
It's on TikTok. I saw it.
Yeah, dog grooming special. They're telling people to shrink wrap your head and put peanut butter on there so the dog licks your head as you're grooming the dog. It's hilarious.
This is the first I'm hearing of it, and yeah,
I've heard of somewhere
that was
else
not
with
an
peanut
Amazon
butter.
description. What's that,
Go
Jim?
ahead, Jim.
Nothing. It's a different area with peanut butter. If it's a family show, I'm just gonna go on.
Right.
That's the 11 o'clock show.
Courtney, Wendy Dingus says she loves watching Courtney singing videos. And Nancy Sue says, Courtney always sounds incredible singing. I will always love you.
Oh, thank you.
Courtney,
So
what was your favorite? What's your favorite performance? Nancy Sue wants to know that as well. What's your favorite performance?
So just for the record, I feel like everyone should know that's now my mom.
Well,
Thanks,
answer the
Mom.
question. Your mom's asking a question.
It's a great question. And it's hard. I think it's a tie. Singing the national anthem at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway or NHRA US Nationals. Just very cool to sing it in a racing atmosphere. And Brookfield Zoo Summer Nights 2 years ago with Ear Candy. I mean, you can't beat that crowd.
Yeah, Jim, have you done the summer nights yet? Modern day?
Yeah, we did it a couple of years ago at the zoo, and I wish I could make this up. Like halfway through the show, we were too loud, I guess, and it scared a tiger. The tiger jumped the first fence and was in like the canal before like the people. So they cut our show and like canceled the rest of the night because we rocked so hard we got a tiger going crazy.
You guys are the
Wow.
Tiger Kings.
Ah,
There
we are
you
the
go.
Tiger Kings.
You are the Tiger Kings. Wow, that's insane, man. You know what song set him off?
No, it was probably like Neil Diamond or Boy Band or something, but we'll just go, we were rocking super hard, and that definitely scared. We were more fierce than a tiger. That's what I'm trying to put out here. So can we just share that?
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Hey, I'm going to go back to your wedding really quick. Thank you for having us for your wedding. That was amazing. Did you really believe in the bottom of your heart that so many people would just show up to your wedding?
It was. We had 600 people at our wedding. It was out on our.
Oh
front
my
door.
gosh.
We had a beer trailer. We had Jimmy Nick, Lava Rock played. We had DJs. We had outdoor life-size bar games, a bonfire with a s'mores pit. It was an event. Total chaos, but it was amazing. I mean, there was so much love, and I genuinely, I mean, through the years, there's different phases of lives and careers and stuff, and I firm believer in maintaining as many relationships as you can, because it's amazing how many times those bridges cross each other, like here, you know. So it's just it was insanity, but it was so much fun. I mean, it was just such a big party, and a lot of memories from that night.
Oh yeah, it was an amazing night for sure. For sure.
We tried
We've
to
hit
do,
the
what's her face, Jenny McCarthy and the Wahlberg that she married, Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
yeah.
They got married the same weekend, and so many of our friends were tagging in at our wedding that we ranked, and the Facebook used to have a news feed, and I had a picture of us. We were trending next to Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg's wedding.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome. Well, we have hit the 9 o'clock mark, so I really appreciate you guys for being here. Brian, do you want to add anything else?
Just that maybe we should plan on doing a virtual fest, maybe some weekend to benefit that Chicagoland Unite page, maybe, Jim. That might
Oh
be,
yeah, that might be a good idea.
you know, like a whole day and everybody just put their tip jar to that fund. I don't know. I mean, we got a whole nother month to go of doing this.
Totally.
So
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, like I said, it's guys like Jimbo and all our sound engineers and light guys, and there's just so many guys that they don't have an outlet to for virtual tip buckets or anything. So
Right.
I still want to focus on our musicians because we're still hurting pretty bad too. But we got to
Right.
take care of those guys too.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that would be a good thing to do. I mean, we're in limbo right now, everybody, and you don't know what's going on. So, we keep moving forward until we're told otherwise.
That's all we can do, right?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You guys want to add anything else? Pino, there's been like 7 requests for you to play a song, man. I don't know. Put you on the spot and have Jim and Courtney jump in on your song with you while you're live on Zoom. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I've heard that audio doesn't really translate well on the Zoom platform. I don't know that to be true or not, but
I can attest from the happy birthdays that I've gotten so far that timing does not add up. It kind of sounds like a funeral march with different people at different times. I don't recommend it.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm kidding. And it does sound kind of tinny. So yeah, it wouldn't be like your normal sessions that you guys have been doing.
right.
So I really appreciate you guys being here. Go ahead, Jim.
I was just gonna say, when's your next show, Pino and Courtney? Are you doing live streams coming up?
Yeah, so usually I do Wednesdays, like this time slot right now. Actually, I do for Brian Kovacs page, the Chicagoland calendar broadcast page. But I'm doing one this Friday at 6 for the Rock House in East Dundee. They asked me to do a stream for them, so I'm going to be going from their thing. But usually it's Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, and then Sundays I do like these little campfire sessions. They can last over 2 hours sometimes.
Sunday night we're on till like 2 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about?
It wasn't 2 hours, it was 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, once I get started, and if there's people enjoying, and it's hard for me to stop because it's just so much fun,
He's the only guy that burns out his phone doing a virtual.
Yeah, it's been interesting, but so those are my days, Wednesdays and Sundays usually. So when are you doing yours, Courtney?
This Friday, we are streaming with WCCQ. It's a concert for a cause on their Facebook and a bunch of different places starting at 7 o'clock on Friday.
And that's a local radio station.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. And then Jim and Justin, you own the 10 o'clock time slot.
We invented the 10 o'clock. We were the first band to do the 10 o'clock time slot. Because people tip better at 10, you guys. They drink their drink. They tip better. Yeah, every Saturday at 10 o'clock, we stream from the Modern Day Romeos and Jim and Justin page.
And you know what else I appreciate you doing is your daily check-ins. I mean, I'm not typically on the check-in itself. I've been on a couple, I think, but I've watched the replays, and it's just cool to hang out and just chit chat with people, I think. So
it's so fun to see who hops on. Every time it's someone different, and that's really, I have no like agenda or anything. I haven't even done it this week because I've been kind of busy this week, but they're really fun to do, and it's fun like for this right now, just the people that hop on. Some of our shows that we've done, and just those check-ins at noon, I just talk for like 20 minutes and just talk to random people that are on there, and it's old neighbors and like people that my friend that moved to Arizona 7 years ago that I lost touch with. So that part's really cool. So I benefit from it probably as much, if not more. It's a lot of fun.
So that does bring up a great thought. And I'm going to keep it going just to keep it going. If you guys want to pop off, you can. But do you guys feel that the live streams that you're doing, that you're able to connect with more of those people that are not in the Chicago area, that are either family or friends that have moved out of the area or out of the state, or in Pino's case, you have some family back in Italy, yes?
I do, yeah. Unfortunately, when I stream though, they're like asleep because they're like 7 hours ahead. But yeah, I mean, this social media platform it's very powerful, and especially at this time in our lives. I mean, I'm kind of embracing it, and I'm just, I don't know what to say. It's because it's hard to like talk about such a positive experience in such like a crazy fucked up time. You know what I mean? Like, so, but it's very powerful, and I'm grateful to be able to connect at this point with these streams. So
Yeah, it's been great, man. Jim, Ariana loves to see Charlotte sing too.
Charlotte is my 3-year-old in a 17-year-old's body, physically and mentally. She is just as big of a character or personality as you can. She jumps on with me a lot during the day too, but she just sings. She makes up songs all day long. It's so fun to watch her because I do it all the time. I just make up songs as I'm doing stuff about whatever. And to see her doing it now, or like singing a song and like mixing up the words to make her own version already. And there's an app she downloaded and does the chromatic scale in order, and like now does it on the regular piano. So this super fun musical kid. I'm really excited to see how that creativity grows. It's just this blob that like she watches you walk across the room and you're like, she's a genius. She's a genius. You know, and everything my kids do, I'm just in awe with. But to see that creative side, to see like my passion, what I love doing, just naturally in her blood is just so fun.
That's awesome.
that is great.
That is
How old are
awesome.
your kids, Jim? I'm sorry to.
So I have my daughter's gonna be 12 this month. She plays ukulele. She's a huge Billie Eilish fan, so now she has, between her TikTok and her YouTube, she's starting writing originals already. So she already has a couple originals that she's written, and you can hear like vibratos and tone. She's got a nice tone already, and it's so fun to see. And then I have a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son.
Wow. Okay. Great. Cool. Yeah, my daughter's 13 and she's got a ukulele as well. So those are popular at that age, I guess. But
Isn't that crazy?
and Billie Eilish is insane. She's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a good icon right now for the kids, for the girls.
Jim, have you written any songs?
Yeah, we had a bunch, Justin and I, before we did the full band thing, we have like a ton of acoustic originals. And then there was a TV show that we tried out for before Adam's, I forgot what it was for. So we wrote like 4 songs, and we had to do this debut at like noon on a Tuesday. Like all the producers were coming in, and we had to like set up and play our originals for a chance to get on the show. So we wrote 4 originals. One is on iTunes right now called Unique. We have a ton of other ones. Our keyboard player, Justin Lebrecht, owns Waste Down Studios in Fox River Grove. So our general theme was this spring to get at least an EP done so that we could have it out by the summer, but obviously that screws everything up. But there's a lot of originals in the work. And we wrote a song for the Cubs. We won a WGN contest, and we were 2016, I think it was. It was the year right before they went to the playoffs, and we won as like the new soundtrack for the Chicago Cubs on WGN. So we got to play Wrigley opening day for that year on WGN, and like both TV and radio. It was really cool. And they were starting to get better. And then the next year they made the playoffs, and I'm like, holy shit, we're going to be the soundtrack of the Cubs as they break their over a century, you know, like they're going to win the World Series and our song's going to be playing. We're going to make it. And then, and they've been on WGN for like 96 years or something like that. The year they were winning the World Series, they sold to like CBS or something. So they dumped our song and dumped everything. And I'm like, of course, that's awesome.
It is a great song, though, man. It is a great song.
Hey guys, I am so sorry. My best friends have started my birthday party without me, so I have to skedaddle. It's been so great talking with you. Thank you for having me on tonight. I can't wait.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can't wait for the fest this fall.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bye guys.
So Jim, you don't have to go into details of this, but you've also taken a song and just changed the words around quite a bit. You have fun with that too, right?
I love it. There's an art form. I don't care what anybody says. Weird Al's a genius. The stuff he does, there's such a craft that, and maybe I'm just sticking up for it because I love parodies and love doing them. But we used to go, or we still do, we go on 95 Will Rock, and we started promoting shows, and they asked us, hey, if we have callers call in and give us a bunch of things, can you write a song in like 10 minutes and then sing it back on the air? And so we did one, and it went over really well. So that was our shtick for like 2 years. We just kept going on, and it would be their theme song for something or someone's birthday or whatever, and that just became our thing. And every January they do a thing called Cabin Fever Getaway. And so they said, hey, we have like 200 people. We go to a different location every year. You can come. We'll like pay for you guys to come. Just do a couple shows and then do some songs on the morning show with us. And so I had the idea of, well, how about we write a song about all the crazy shit that happened the day before? You have 200 people with nothing to do but drink all day long. There's got to be content every single day. So the first night, again, ton of content. So we just made parodies, and I would just write parodies of all the stuff that happened the day before, and then play it on the morning show the next day, and then repeat and the next day. So we've been doing Will Rock for like 7 years now, 7 or 8 years. So we've written over like 50 parodies that we played about just the night before. And so I just love those. Some of those, the Hey There Vagina, is that what you're getting to? I Googled a bunch of nicknames for penis and vagina and put songs to those. And some other ones. I don't know. I just like doing that stuff. It's a fun hobby. I'm not going to be touring the globe anytime soon. It's not a give up thing. I've just too much other shit going on. So that's a fun outlet. We will have originals hopefully by the fall. We'll see. But yeah, I think some of those are probably on YouTube.
And again, I think that just shows your artistry in making and want to be out there for the fans. You always want to drive to that fan smile and have that interaction with the fan on and off the stage, and it's just great.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite photos that I took of you was Dundee Fest. Wasn't it Dundee Fest? You guys used it, and it was up on a billboard for a while. That was great. So we appreciate that too. Yeah, so again, we're a little bit over time, which is fine, but we're a little bit over time. I don't see any more questions. If you want to do any more shout outs to anybody, you can do that. Again, I'm not on there, so I can't look, but it's been great. Thank you guys so much. Pino, I appreciate your time again, and thanks for answering those questions. And tell your mom I said thank you for responding.
Absolutely.
Great.
It's been fun.
Great.
It's been a fun night with you guys. So thanks so much. I want to thank really quick. I just want to thank Bryant with the Huntley Fall Fest. I mean, I think a lot of the exposure that I've gotten recently has been due to the Huntley Fall Fest page and the whole thing. So I just want to like give them a quick thank you and shout out and be like, you know, it's very much appreciated. And, you know, and just this whole music, like Chicago music scene, like I've kind of been very far removed from it for a while, and just kind of getting back into it now and seeing I mean, everybody's just been so warm and receptive, and even Jim and Adam, like, and Courtney, like, and last week with Nick and Scott. I mean, just everyone's been so great, and just want to just give a shout out to everybody just for so much warmth and stuff like that. Before we go,
You're coming out party, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're coming up. Pino, somebody likes all the artwork that you have on your walls. Just want to, I don't know. Oh, Natalia.
Okay. Yeah. So
Loves your artwork on the walls. So
thank
hey,
you.
a couple things real quick before we go. Huntley Fall Fest, September 25th, 26th, 27th. We're at the Dikey Park / Huntley Park District area. So it's right off Randall Road. It's pretty easy to get to. We've got a great car show. We've got carnivals, food vendors from the local area like So Hopped, and again, So Hopped. Pino, you play there. Great place. Yeah. Jim, you're going to love this. They have 2 beers for us that they're making this year. One's an IPA and one's an Oktoberfest. So I know you like new.
With our logo on the can, so it'll be our Fall Fest beer.
Yeah, so you'll love that.
It's awesome.
Let's see what else. I think that's all I have in my notes. So don't forget, we are doing raffle tickets on JPM Photography Your Dreams Captured. We've got like 18 or 20 prizes from a bunch of bands and a bunch of artists. And we're going to have more for our next one too, because Jim Wojdyla is an amazing man and just offered to give me a few things for that. So, oh, and Rock Brigade Rock Brigade just chimed in and said they'll donate to us too. So, yep, Rock Brigade's on this stage with us, and I think they're going to be next week, right? Are they our interviews?
Well, Chris, the lead singer, along with Rich Kozak from Mr. Speed, Pete Greco from Lounge Puppets. So we're going hard rock next week.
Right on. So, guys, if you're not doing anything, Pino, after your show next week, stop by Huntley Fall Fest and check out our live interviews that we're going to do then.
Will do.
Good.
Stay safe.
We'll do some basses next, the drummers, and then maybe some all-girl lineup. We'll keep going.
Yeah, so Jim, don't be surprised when I hit you up and I say, hey, tell me some things about Justin.
Oh man,
Fair play.
fair play. I am
Game
ready
on
for
play.
this one.
I did warn him, by the way.
By the
He was
way-
like,
As soon as Courtney dropped off, he said this whole interview just got a lot less better looking.
true that. True that. All right, guys, have a nice night. Be safe, be healthy, and keep rocking out there on those live streams. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for the support, Jimbo and Brian. You promoted our page too, our acoustic stuff. We appreciate that as well. Love you guys. Stay strong. See you at Fall
Thank you,
Fest.
guys.
Thanks.
See ya.
See you.